Hey everybody, welcome back to the Amiibros. I'm Dave.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Oz.
And today, before we get into the tier list that we have planned for you guys, we have a couple housekeeping items we want to get out of the way. The last video we uploaded, unfortunately, was claimed. We're not sure why. We were using royalty-free music, and when we looked a little further into it, a certain Swedish institution decided to claim our video for the jazz background music that we had used. I won't use the name of the individual who owns the company. I will say they are Swedish. And all I have to say to them is they can kiss my butt. Literally. You can kiss it from behind, like this. You Swedish son of a gun. A-hole.
Anyway, our new music and intro is done by none other than Wavy Tapes himself. All of the music that you're going to hear from here on out is owned by us. It's our music. Good luck claiming that, you Swedes.
Shout out to Wavy Tapes.
Shout out to Wavy Tapes. Check him out. His link is always going to be in the description.
And
He's the GOAT.
And Swedes, if you ever cross us again, you'll face the full wrath of Dave's ass.
There. Go ahead, introduce us to what's going on today, Dave.
Alright, so today we're going to be doing a tier list on the Infinity Saga movies.
So going forward for these tier lists, everybody is going to get a pass to, if two people agree on a movie being in a certain category, be it higher or lower than what they would rank it, you get a pass to either bump it up or bump it down. And that's your one pass, and you place it there, your pass is gone. So going forward, that's how we're going to do this. And let's jump into the tier list.
Start at the beginning with Iron Man. What do you guys think of Iron Man?
I think Iron Man's S tier. I love Iron Man. It might be nostalgia, but that movie slaps.
Yeah, I hold just a handful of movies in like a very special place, and the first Iron Man movie is one of them.
Yep. I distinctly remember seeing that in theaters.
It's like, I was 10 years old when this movie first came out, and Brett and Heather, our aunt and uncle, took us, and it was like, at 10, that's the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yep,
like
it really is.
The first Iron Man, it's always going to be S tier to me.
And the ending, like when he goes, I am Iron Man, that like shocked the fetch out of me. I was like a little kid, and I'm like, what? He can do that?
We thought he was supposed to have a secret identity.
Yeah.
And it's what started everything.
It is.
Like, it's got a legacy that it was true. Like, looking at the list, it's hard to live up to the first Iron Man for the first little bit.
Is the cornerstone of the MCU.
Yep.
I think
Iron Man didn't work, you don't have the MCU.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'll agree with you guys. Like, if not S, I'd go high A. I don't distinctly remember seeing it in theaters, but I do have fond memories of just seeing, like, especially the scene where he gets like the final suit for the first time, and he goes and he's duking it out in the Middle East, and he shoots the bomb at the tank and turns around, and we get the hero shot. That's burned in my head.
And the fact that he builds all of it in a cave, and it's even pointed out in the movie, it just like goes, it is Tony Stark at his peak. Like, Iron Man 3 tries to do that again, but it's not as good because he's like in the middle of nowhere in the Middle East where there's like no resources except for like his Jericho bombs. And so he builds the suit out of nothing. I loved it. This movie's great.
Not to mention, this is one of those early Marvel movies that have a certain look and feel to them that I think we talked previously about, the Dark Knightification of comic book movies. There's a certain vibe with this movie that we don't see after Avengers.
True.
So
this is my hot take. I don't think any of the Iron Man movies even come close to Iron Man 1. Maybe that's not a hot take. That might be a pretty base take, but none of them even hold a candle to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So S tier?
Let's throw that up in S tier.
All right. So next on the list is going to be The Incredible Hulk.
I don't remember this movie at all.
It's the only MCU movie I haven't seen all the way through.
I've seen it all the way through. I was so young, and I didn't have that experience that I had with Iron Man. I don't remember any of it.
No, it's a good movie. I think
it's Ed Norton, right?
Hard, yeah, it's Edward Norton. It's a different Hulk, but you get a lot of stuff that's set up in that for later movies. Like everything with Thunderbolt Ross is set up in this movie. I think it's good. You guys should watch it.
There is a lot that this movie sets up that isn't discussed or even talked about until 2025's Captain America Brave New World.
No, I agree, but it's also like, it's a good movie. Like, I think on its own, the Hulk, I like everything that they did. I think it's good. I think we should, I mean, solid B.
I'm good
Solid
with that.
B.
Solid B.
I can't speak to it because I don't remember it much.
I can't speak to it because I haven't seen it all the way through.
I think we throw it in B.
I trust you with that one.
It's not fair for the things that are coming later.
All right, so next on the list is going to be Iron Man 2. This is the one with the introduction of War Machine and Whiplash as the villain.
I think this is the weakest of the Iron Man trilogy. I think everybody agrees on that, right?
Yeah.
I think it's got the weakest villain of any of the first few movies, except maybe I don't remember Abomination, so I guess I can't speak to that. Actually, Whiplash is not memorable at all.
My word.
That's like all I
where is
remember.
my board?
And it's like a joke. Yeah. I think that's a C tier.
I can say, just talking purely from nostalgic perspective, I remember building little Lego figurines of the army robots that Justin Hammer made. It's Hammer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Justin Hammer. He made the Army, the Marine, the Air Force, and the Navy robots. And I remember I made like little Lego versions of them, and I had a Lego Iron Man. You would fight him and stuff. And that part's memorable. Also, I think the fight scene at the end is pretty strong. I struggle with the Iron Man movies because other than Iron Man 1, that I would say I've seen the least out of the three.
You've seen Iron Man 1 the least?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen Iron Man 2 and 3 significantly more, so I think those are more relevant in my head or more pushed forward. I don't hate them both. I want to say I'm not a fan of Iron Man 3 compared to 2. We're not there yet, but it's hard to say because they're both neck and neck in my head.
I do think 3 is better.
We can talk
Wide
more about
margin.
3 when we get to 3.
But like, just keeping that in mind,
Okay.
I think this is the weakest by far.
I still don't think it's as bad as everything that's going to come, though. I think it's like...
I wanna say solid
C
B.
tier.
I think it's C.
High C, low B?
High C, low B. I'll say
okay.
C. Top of C.
Okay.
Because it's not the worst.
No,
and I
it's not
think
the worst.
C is
But
fine.
Here's
Like,
here's the problem. It sets this problem up early on. It's a setup movie. That's the problem with Iron Man 2.
It
It's a
is,
setup
it
movie,
is.
and you have that much later on where that becomes the norm. And that's why I think this one doesn't sit very well with me.
I can agree with that.
I can see that.
I think what happens... I mean, there are worse movies that are coming.
For sure.
So
For sure.
C is a fine ranking, I think. Like, C is a watchable movie.
It is.
Especially top of C. I think it's a fair placement. So
Okay. All right, so leaving Iron Man 2, we are now going to step into Thor. Thor 1.
Oz has
I-
the strongest opinion on this one.
I don't like it.
this
Yeah?
is where I think my hot takes with the MCU kick in, is because when it comes to the character of Thor,
He has the craziest Thor takes.
I like Thor 1's version of Thor the best. I love what the director, Kenneth Branagh, I think is how you pronounce his name, what he did with the first Thor movie is like a serious, it's a Norse mythology driven movie, and you get a lot of the elements that play into the Avengers come from this first Thor movie. And it sets up a pretty great lore. I love how serious it takes itself, because it's a ridiculous premise that like this god is coming to Earth and he loses his powers, and now he's got to become worthy to wield Mjolnir, to become worthy of his powers, essentially. And I love this version of Thor. Now, I think we'll get into it later, but I just want to set that record straight right now. This is my Thor. This is a good, solid movie. I think it's a good, solid B.
Yep. I think it's
Strong
a B.
B.
And you said you didn't like this one, though.
Yeah, I'm not too big a fan of it, but I mean, I'd rather watch it over Incredible Hulk. Like if I was forced to pick between the two.
So above.
Yeah, I'll put it above
I think
Hulk.
that's fair.
And now, moving on to the next movie, we have Captain America, the first Avenger.
I'm a defender of this movie. I
like it
actually
too.
quite like this movie. It sets up Cap very well. He's just this weak, little, scrawny Brooklyn kid, and he just keeps going. And that's his character, and he doesn't stop going. and it sets him up for everything to come. I think this does a great job with his origin. Could be a little bit better, but he's just your basic Nazi. Like,
Yep.
not much you can do
Nazi
outside of
science
that.
I think what makes this movie cool is like, it's not a superhero movie until like the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I mean, Captain America is essentially just a symbol for America. Like, he's not a superhero until he needs to be a superhero.
Yeah.
Like, he's like selling war bonds and he's just a campaign piece.
Yeah.
So, and you would not get that post, I don't know, post Avengers, really.
Because
this is a swing.
We're in an era now where like we go out of our way to avoid origin stories, which I'm okay with characters that we already have established several times. There are some characters that we kind of need an origin for.
And I like the Captain America origin story. I think it's, again, if I'm thinking of like what is to come in A, and I'm ranking them all, I think it's high B. I don't know if I put it in A. I think there's stuff later that's going to be in A.
I think it's the highest B.
Highest B. I think I agree with that.
I'd go low A.
Yeah,
I
agree.
think the movie is so good, and what makes Captain America First Avenger different from the others, this is my perception of it at least, it kind of broke away from that dark mold that we see in Iron Man 2, in Thor, and The Incredible Hulk, and it feels like it's more vibrant, like there's some more color there than the other two movies, and it's also, like we said, it's an excellent origin story. A lot of the core principles that Captain America is built upon, he carries through until Endgame.
How are we basing these? Is it based off of what I would want to watch more?
No, I'm ranking them like in comparison to every single movie here.
Then it's high B. I think it's high B.
High B.
But I mean, you got 2 against 1 here.
Yeah.
I think it's high B.
All right, well, you guys aren't going to like my next take, so we'll go high B.
Okay.
What is your next take? Let's hear it.
All right, so the next movie on our list is going to be the first Avengers movie.
Yep.
And I just want to get my take out of the way.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
It's a good movie,
Oh my gosh. It's just a good movie?
but I think it's not the best Avengers movie.
That's not a hot take.
It's
I
not?
don't think it's the best Avengers movie.
I don't think anybody thinks that.
Okay, well then shoot. I guess we got to wait until another movie before my hot take comes into. I'm laying the groundwork.
I think
So,
I would go.
I wouldn't put the Avengers movie above Captain America.
Oh
Here-
wow, no, I would.
Here's-
I think the Avengers is an A tier movie.
you think A?
Yeah, this had never been done before. And you
No.
think of how well it was done. You develop an entire team in this movie that like is gonna forge the bonds for the next 10 years.
Not only that, but there were every studio after this was like, how do we recreate
Yeah.
this? Nothing has done this since then.
And you get the first setup for Thanos in this movie.
This is the movie that's right next to it.
Yeah. And I think that's why I go high A for Avengers.
I'm willing to budge and put it out of high B and go in A, but I wouldn't put it in S.
I kind of agree with you. I don't think it's as perfect as everybody else thinks it is.
Off.
I'm not
and
even
look
taking.
at it.
I'm not even doing nostalgia glasses. I'm looking at the impact this had on everything going forward. This made it known that you could do this, that this works. Without the Avengers, you don't have Endgame. You don't have Infinity War. You don't have Civil War. You don't have those. If Avengers didn't work, we wouldn't have any of that.
No, I agree.
This is S tier. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get the analogy. I don't think it's better than Iron Man.
I don't think so either.
And I think it definitely deserves high A. Dave wouldn't put it in S, so I think we meet in the middle. We put it in A.
I'll go A.
I disagree, but we
Mostly
can.
because of movies to come.
I just disagree. You don't have the
I kind
movies
of
to
agree
come
with
if
Dave
you
here.
don't have Avengers.
If I put Avengers in S tier, it's going to skew the entire. Like we would have to add an S plus.
There's not that many S's after this.
I think there's a movie better than Avengers.
I agree. I think there's a lot of movies on this list that are
But
better
if we
than the
put it in
Avengers.
S tier, then the movie that's better than Avengers would go in S tier.
I think it's fair. We've got Dave.
Two against
going,
one.
Going in A.
Yep.
We do the 2v1 rule here.
All right.
I think you guys are wrong, though. I want the record to show.
Post Avengers. I think
Iron
post
Man
Avengers
3.
was Iron Man 3.
Yep.
All right, stepping into Iron Man 3. Clear the air. This is a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
It most certainly is a Christmas movie.
I agree.
Don't let anybody tell you
Which
different.
is weird because it did not come out at Christmas. It
No.
came out like
Like July.
yeah, it's like summer.
Did
Yeah.
Die Hard come out on Christmas?
I don't know.
But this movie is better than Iron Man 2 by a lot. In my opinion, it's significantly better. I used to hate this movie, and then I rewatched it, and I was like, no, it's actually pretty good.
I think his suits are made of butter. I don't know what the heck happened with his suits.
That's my biggest frustration with it. And they fixed it after that. It never is a problem again.
Well, they go full on nanotechnology after this.
True.
I do think I think at its core, it's like doing the same thing as Iron Man 1, but just with a Shane Black spin on it. And when you get a Shane Black movie, you're gonna get a little bit weird. Maybe the jokes don't always land for everybody. And I think the story, the narrative, it's the only Avengers movie, MCU movie I can think of where we're getting like a narration over the entire thing. I don't think that ever happens again, which is strange. It's an oddball movie. It's not like anything else in the MCU. So I think
Here are my...
it's definitely not on the same level as Avengers.
Nope.
I don't think it's better than Captain America: The First Avenger.
Nope.
I like it more than Thor, and I like it more than Hulk. So I think middle of B is fair.
I think my biggest frustrations with this movie is that it just didn't have any impact.
No.
It really did not have any impact on Tony
Which
at all.
is fine. Like we're saying earlier, these movies aren't just setup movies.
But
this movie's definitely not a setup
This
movie.
movie, it makes it feel like it was big for Tony. And it's just not. Like going forward,
yeah, he does the exact same arc he does in Iron Man 1.
yeah. And it's
So,
just a
I mean-
rehash, it feels like.
I think from like a watchability standpoint, for me personally, I hold Iron Man 2 and 3 on the same level in terms of enjoyment. I enjoy them both.
Yeah.
I think that they have some cool scenes. I think that scene at the end when all of the suits show up and they're all duking it out with like the weird dudes, the plant dudes? They're part plant or whatever.
I don't.
Yeah.
I hated
Fire
the villains
things?
in
Yeah.
this movie.
You talking about the fire guys?
Yeah, the fire guys. Now, I will say Iron Man 3 does have the biggest, well, I shouldn't say biggest, but it does have a major fake out that pissed me off.
Yeah, we forget about what that was like at the time. People
It
were
was-
pissed about
yeah.
that Mandarin twist.
I never cared about the Mandarin
I didn't
beforehand, so
either.
it didn't bother me.
I did. I liked the Iron Man TV show. I think it was like a cell-shaded TV show with a high school Tony Stark and Pepper Potts and Rhodey, and it had the Ten Rings, like the Mandarin was a villain in
really?
that show. And so I was disappointed and I thought that Arthur Kingsley is the character's name. I forget the guy who plays him in real life. What's that actor's name?
Ben Kingsley?
Ben Kingsley, not Arthur Kingsley. Is his name Arthur in the movie?
Yeah. Oh, Trevor.
Trevor,
Trevor
yes.
Slattery.
Yes. I
Trevor?
I actually like.
Trevor
He's funny.
Slattery?
I like, and you know what? Like, I'm willing to dip into post Endgame to talk about this. I like Arthur or Trevor.
I like him in this movie.
I like Trevor as the Mandarin more than the actual Mandarin we got in Shang-Chi. I liked the idea of it being like a terrorist, like a new age terrorist type guy. Similar to, it was really calling into the themes we were getting in Iron Man 1 specifically, where it was so grounded in the reality of the time where we were in the Middle East. We were in the Middle East. And so there was a sense of patriotism to see the Taliban as the bad guy. So we get a fictional 10 Rings that's almost like a terrorist organization, and they do terrorist things in this movie, like the bombing in a public space. And I liked how close it was to reality. And I think this is where, and it's weird to say, I think this is post-Avengers, we're starting to see that disconnect from that, the Dark Knightification of movies where there's so much grounded in reality. We got a giant green dude, we've got aliens coming out of a portal. What the hell do you mean based in reality? It's hard to describe, but what we have in phase 1, like up to Avengers, there is a sense of just real life in there, and I think Iron Man 3 is when we start to witness that disconnect.
I will close with this. I don't love setup movies, but I also don't like it when the movie has no impact on anything. So I think this is quite a bit better than Iron Man 2, but I still think it's C tier.
Oh, you're going C.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to fight too high.
I'm not going to
too
fight
hard
on
about
this one.
I'll put it above Iron Man 2.
I want it, for the record, I like it more than Thor. I like it more than Hulk.
I don't like it more than Thor.
I agree with you there. I think it belongs in B tier, but I'm going to save my energy.
This is an Amiibros tier list. This is what you get.
After Iron Man 3, Captain America Winter Soldier, S tier.
This is
S tier.
I don't even want to talk about it. We don't even need to talk about it.
We don't have to say anything other than it makes me pissed off when you get Brave New World trying to do what this movie did, and the entire time you're watching Brave New World, you wish you were watching this movie.
Yep.
There, that's all I got to say about it. It's the best Captain America movie. It's one of the best comic book movies, period. It's one of the best spy thrillers.
By
it
far.
just kicks ass.
Yeah.
It's such a great movie.
No, I agree. It's one of those movies that I remember seeing in theaters, and that's a good sign for a movie.
All right,
Next.
Up next is Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's an S tier.
So hard.
That's an
because,
S tier. No, it's an S tier. It's a different vibe from both of those that are in S already, but it's still an S tier. And I think it's the only Guardians movie that's an S tier.
Ooh.
I
think
Ooh.
Jay's right. I think it's the only one that is an S tier.
Because this is what enabled us to be silly again.
I mean, it's James Gunn.
It changed the
first time in the
MCU,
MCU.
completely.
I think it's an S tier movie. I really do. I think
it is.
Guardians. It does.
Nobody cared about any of those characters, and after that movie, all of them became household names. Everybody knows Groot, everybody knows Rocket, and nobody knew them beforehand.
And you hear the soundtrack for this movie, and you go, "Yeah, that's the friggin' Guardians of the Galaxy."
And
song.
those movies, or those songs existed in like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
So, and when I hear it, I go, that's Guardians.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that is just chalked up to James Gunn as a director, as a visionary. We talked about this in our Superman review, about just how he can take obscure characters that nobody cared about and breathe life into them. I agree with everything you're saying. I think it's better than Avengers. And this is the difficult part of this tier list because it's like movies to come that I feel are better. I'll save my energy. If you guys wanted S tier, I'll let it be an S tier. I'll save my energy.
You're not going to waste your pass on this one?
No. I think that the Guardians
There's
trilogy
a movie
are...
that's coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I love this movie. And I think it is the strongest out of all the Guardians
Now,
movies.
listen, just because it's my least favorite of the three doesn't mean that it's not a really good movie.
No, and I'm not taking it that way.
yeah.
I think you're crazy for thinking it's the least of the Guardians.
I agree with Jay.
I'll save my thoughts for Guardians too.
Okay.
All right, so up next, it's Avengers and Age of Ultron.
I think so.
No,
didn't do
Thor Dark
Thor
World.
Dark World.
F tier.
Yeah, Thor the Dark World is, if anything, I mean, if it's not, there's one scene in this movie with Loki that stands
that
out,
movie, that scene
and
does
it
slap.
prevents it, I think, from being an F tier.
I do.
I think there's a scene with Loki where he's caged up in his cell, and he's presenting himself like he's all fine and dandy, and Thor's like, drop the act, and he drops the act because his mom died.
His mom died. And it's the only person that
his
Loki
room-
actually cares about.
His room is trashed. He's just like up against the wall. It's like that scene right there
That one
gives you who
scene-
Loki is, and I remember it more than a lot of these other movies. I remember that scene because it humanizes Loki to a degree we don't get with any other villain. And I think for that alone, it prevents it from being an F. I think the rest of the movie's garbage.
It's so bad.
I'm not
Can't remember
going C tier
anything
with
else.
it.
No,
definitely
no.
not. I'm saying D.
Okay.
I do think that scene does.
Because I
save
don't
it.
think it's.
It is redeemable
I
on
mean,
that front.
it might be the worst. I don't know if there is like an F, at least for the first phase of Marvel.
Post Dark World is Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yep.
My hot take, better than Avengers.
That's nuts.
This is by far the worst.
This is a movie that has gotten better. It was garbage in theaters. I remember hating it.
I never hated it.
No,
This
I never
was
hated
10
it
years
either.
ago. This was 10 years ago. You and I saw it when we took our dates to prom. We saw it in IMAX.
Right.
And I remember being disappointed. But as I have grown and as I have seen it more, I like the relationships between the heroes in this one more. I like the action in this one more. I like the villain. I think Ultron is a better villain than Loki.
No. Okay, so here, okay. I'm gonna save you some heat. Okay, this movie has gotten better as it aged. But it barely. Okay, it is good, but it is a setup movie. It's a setup movie, and Ultron is a throwaway villain, and I hate that. Ultron's like a big hitter in the Marvel universe, and they throw him away. He is not a threat in this movie.
I think I can kind of see what Dave is saying. I feel like we get some heavy hitter performances. Some of the Avengers that were lacking in the previous movies, be it Black Widow, Hulk, and Hawkeye.
Hawkeye shined.
This is
the first time Hawkeye
movie.
shines. Yeah.
And I think this movie does a lot for the movies to come. I think it goes in B. I would put it high B. I don't think it's on the same level as Avengers, but I would go high B.
I think it's better than all three of the movies currently in B.
I agree.
I agree with you. I think Avengers Age of Ultron is Avengers Plus. I think it does a lot of what the first movie did, and we're talking.
Did you just say S plus?
No, I said Avengers Plus.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, definitely not S plus.
I was like, what the heck?
Because, in terms of the Avengers movies, it's like, I would much rather sit down and watch Age of Ultron over Avengers. It feels like there's a lot more at stake, and it doesn't feel like there's a certain amount of newness, because like we talked about in the first Avengers movie, this was the first time it was done, and it was the first time we saw the Joss Whedon writing.
And the last time.
No. I mean, he wrote and directed the first Avengers. This is the first time where the humor sucks. Dude, there's some jokes in this movie
that don't land, but there are a lot that do. Like when Rhodey's like...
I think the humor is the weakest element.
When Rhodey's going around the party and he's like trying to tell the same stories he tells to normal people, and they're just like, where's the punchline? And that's like one of the best parts.
Boom, you looking for this?
And all the Avengers are like, that's it? That's all you got?
Yeah, that's funny. But there's other things that I don't like, but I would go high B.
You guys are comfortable with high B?
I put it top of B.
I think it's better than all three of the ones in B.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it'll be beaten on B. But I don't think it's a bad movie. I want to make that clear.
You can use your pass, bro.
You can. I won't stop you.
Yeah, I'll use my pass.
Okay. Putting in an A. It's crazy.
That is wild.
All right, guys, we're going to stop it right there after Avengers Age of Ultron. This is Dave after the fact. We were filming this after we finished the tier list, and this tier list is way too long. So yeah, we'll pause it after Age of Ultron, and we'll pick it up right after.